The sight of people basking in sunny parks and strolling along the River Thames this weekend offered just a snapshot of the wider reality that 7 weeks after they were introduced, the UK's stay-at-home restrictions had stopped being strictly observed or strictly enforced. Now there is a new public health slogan, "Stay at home" ditched in favour of the new mantra, "Stay alert." There's also a 5-level alert system that will govern how quickly the lockdown can be eased. The Prime Minister's priority is to find ways of getting people back to work.
The first step is a change of emphasis that we hope that people will act on this week. We said that you should work from home if you can and only go to work if you must. We now need to stress that anyone who can't work from home, for instance, those in construction or manufacturing, should be actively encouraged to go to work.
Many elements of the Prime Minister's national address had been widely previewed in recent days. For example, from Wednesday, the idea that people will be no longer restricted to just 1 hour of outdoor exercise per day. And in fact, people will be allowed to lounge in parks if they want to, so long as they observe social distancing. But any further freedoms will depend highly on the critical R number, keeping the rate of infection below 1.
Throughout this period of the next 2 months, we will be driven not by mere hope or economic necessity. We're going to be driven by the science, the data, and public health.
The stay alert message has attracted criticism for being too ambiguous and open to interpretation, that the police will find it unenforceable and the public might find it confusing.
It doesn't really mean anything. There's no instruction in the same way as the last message. And I think you saw in the Prime Minister's speech just now how the government has had to come back from some of the things they were thinking of doing earlier in the week because they're just unsure about how to get this right. And we've already seen today in the United Kingdom there is going to be a lot of uncertainty and there's a lack of clarity about what it is the government want people to do. They should really have just found different wording to try and navigate these next 2 or 3 weeks.
To make things even more confusing, since coronavirus restrictions are a devolved matter, with Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland setting their own policies, those 3 nations have firmly rejected the Prime Minister's new slogan.
Clarity of message is paramount if we expect all of you to know exactly what it is we are asking of you. And as leaders, we have a duty to deliver that clarity to those we are accountable to, not to confuse it. To that end, I have asked the UK Government not to deploy their Stay Alert advertising campaign in Scotland, because the message in Scotland at this stage is not stay at home if you can. The message is, except for the essential reasons you know about, stay at home, full stop.
From the outset, it was realised that lifting the lockdown was always going to be far more difficult than imposing it in the first place. The Prime Minister's heavily conditional sketch of a roadmap makes it abundantly clear just how complex it's going to be. Paul Brennan, Al Jazeera, Westminster.